I have spent the past 5.5 years working for a theater venue in Houston, where our primary mission is to provide a space for small to mid-sized arts organizations to put on their shows, put on their events, put on their art. That is what we were built for, and I was fortunate to be there at the beginning. So my role was the Director of Patron Services, which essentially means that I run the box office. Run the box office, run hospitality, run everything and anything you see as an audience member before the show starts. When I joined, I was basically, our organization implemented Salesforce, or actually it was a product of Salesforce, a partner called Patron Manager, who uses the platform to sell tickets and to manage donors. That's who we decided to use as our ticketing management system. And I was basically given the keys and said, make this work. And I did not go into it thinking I was going to be learning about Salesforce. I was going into it thinking I was learning about Patron Manager and learning how to use it as our box office system. From there, my 5+ years being there, I discovered that there is this powerful tool that our ticketing system is built on, and there is an opportunity to gain a new career out of it. I very much still am a beginner. I still see myself as just starting off and learning a whole lot, because I was using Salesforce in a very targeted way, selling tickets for nonprofits, and this new company that I'm working for is using it for sales, what it was originally built for. And I'm learning a whole lot about stuff that I didn't know before. By the time I joined, I already had 2 certifications. So the part of the program that's geared towards certification, I didn't really, I kind of just breezed past that because I already done it. But the value that I had with the other content was immense. The thing that I saw from this particular group was that everyone had a collective mission, which was to get a job, to market yourself and get a job. And what's different about the rest of the community groups out there, and there's nothing against them, but not everyone in those community groups is looking for a job. Not everyone in that group and those other groups are looking to help coach you or to help give you advice on resources and where to get study material, where to get discount vouchers, where to, the people you should be following. You go to some of those Salesforce Saturday groups, and some of those people don't even know any of that stuff because they're past that, or they're doing something else. Their focus is different. So what was great is just being in a group that everyone knows what you're working towards, and they are there to help you get there. And there's really no competition because there's so many jobs out there. Everybody's in different areas of the country or in the world. It's not like we're all trying to hide these opportunities from one another. We're all here like, go join here, go look at this job, or check out this person, And so you learn about all these different things that you didn't know before, which ends up helping you later on once you get a job, because then you realize, I have the job now, and I don't know what I'm doing. And so you go back to those same groups of people that found jobs just like you did. It's like, hey, when you came to your new job, did this happen, or was this asked of you, and what did you do? So it ends up definitely continuing to pay forward as you move forward. I was reached out to by a recruiter. The recruiter was hired by the company to help them find a Salesforce administrator. So through using the tactics that were on the course of just branding yourself and interacting with others, and just making yourself more marketable, I honestly just felt like I fell into a recruiter's search. when they were looking for Salesforce administrators with, you know, whether it had been location or years of experience or just, you know, an overall, you know, look on their profile that they were passionate about Salesforce. So through that process, I got a call. She did an initial screen. She said, "This is what we're looking for. This is what where they're at in their stage. You seem like you have a good fit. Are you interested in learning more?" And I said, "Yeah." And so she moved me on to the first interview, and from there, you know, it's just one interview, second interview, got it. It is essentially a Salesforce administrator job. It's with a startup tech company here in Houston who is implementing Salesforce for the first time. They started off small using HubSpot as their email marketing and CRM system and realized that it was very limited. They decided to implement Salesforce, and in doing so, they had an implementation partner who could only do so much, and obviously they need to pass on the reins to someone to take care of that once they get done. And that's when they reached out and started to create a Salesforce team. So I'm officially the first employee that's purely dedicated to Salesforce. It's hard to commit time. I mean, you know, again, like I said, time is our most valuable asset, and there were times last year that I barely touched Salesforce, and whether it was because I was busy or just was not feeling motivated, and then there were times when I was just like 5-6 hours a day. But towards when I joined the program, which was in December, I had already spent, you know, from March to December trying to make it work, and it wasn't working. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest this money in. Let's see how quickly I could do this, you know. So I probably did maybe at least an hour every day doing something, like committing myself to doing something, whether it was, you know, interacting on in LinkedIn, or trying to create trying to create content, which I still have issues doing or a hard time doing, interacting with people, sending out requests, you know, applying for jobs, anything and anything, you know, at least an hour a day. Most of the time it would end up being, you know, 2 or 3 hours, which was great, but at least hitting it once, just to keep it consistent. And like I said, I just within less than a month, I was reached out to by a recruiter. So I didn't really feel any burden in terms of just, I'm putting in all this time, because it worked. You know, it worked. I was interacting with a few people, and I got on a few different posts, and it sucks because I'm still motivated to be, I don't want to say an influencer, but to be out there putting out content. But and because I see a lot of alumni do that. I don't have the time, you know. I don't have the time to create posts right now. I don't have the time to create I want to create a blog. I'd love to create a blog. I have a really great idea for a blog, but I'd love to create a blog. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time for a YouTube anything. But I find that that's okay. I don't have the time because I have a job. You know, I don't have the time to do it because I got a job. I got to do where I'm doing Salesforce. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So out of all those, I've said it at the beginning. I'll say it now. LinkedIn. LinkedIn was the thing, because again, I already had certifications. I already had 5 years of experience I could put down, but I was not getting seen. I was not given a chance. I would apply, I would put my name down, and I wouldn't get any responses. And just doing those key points of just interaction and engagement and building a network, Um, again, I was reached out by a recruiter. I didn't have to go chase for the job. So if that's not, it right there, I don't know what is. And I hope that's the case for the future. I hope that, as I add on more experience and I'm still here at this current position, I do hope that later on, someone's going to reach out to me for another position. And if it's worth looking at, great. I hope I never had to go find another job, apply for another job again. I would be more interactive with the group. I always took a seat in the back and watched and listened. Um, I would share. I wouldn't ask too many questions. I would kind of just go off of other people's questions. But knowing what I know now, I will ask the stupid questions that I feel are dumb, you know, because I do that now. I do that now in my job. I was like, I don't know what this acronym stands for. Can you tell me what that is? And it's okay, because where I'm at right now, they're like, we don't expect you to know the business process of our line of work. And so we want you to ask these questions. And if you don't understand, or if this is beyond your skill set, let us know. We're not going to hold it against you. We're just going to help, achieve the goal. So we need to hire on someone else, if we need to get a developer, and then we'll do that. So I would just, anything that, especially for anyone coming from a non-tech background, ask your questions. Ask them now. Ask them from the Salesforce group or from the Facebook group, from any of your user groups, because it's only gonna help you. So.